Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 6 available now. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So I just watched First Man. It is the Neil Armstrong biopic starring Ryan Gosling, Claire Foy, Jason Clarke, Kyle Chandler, Corey Stoll, Pablo Schreiber, I'm blanking on the rest of the cast. Corey Michael Smith, the Riddler from Gotham, is in it. Shea Wigham, Patrick Fugit, Christopher Abbott, and I'm blank, man. Like I said, it is directed by Damien Chazelle, who also directed Whiplash and La La Land. If you want to shout out in my Halloween review, stay tuned to the end of the video to figure out how you can do that. Man, so it starts a good amount of time before the actual moon landing. Neil Armstrong is, testing different, not necessarily rockets, different, space vehicles, and you're getting a feel for the atmosphere, getting some, logging time in orbit, whatnot, and we see what's going on with him personally. We see what's going on with him professionally, and as he gets the opportunity to try to land on the moon, and the effects that it takes on him, the toll that it takes on his family, with the different things that happen and how it affects him, and all the way up until he's actually on the moon. I mean, that ain't no spoiler. It's national history. I like Damien Chazelle, man. I love Whiplash. I watched that the other day. I rewatched La La Land too. I like La La Land, but I love Whiplash. So I was excited for this movie. I mean, I'm a Ryan Gosling fan, man. Drive, The Nice Guys, Blade Runner 2049. Like, he's really become an actor who I start to check for. Like last decade, only thing I really liked from Ryan Gosling was like Remember the Titans. Still my favorite football movie of all time, but that's another video. Like, he kills it. Like, as Neil Armstrong, he kills it. The stress of the mission, the stress of family life. Like, I don't know, if you don't know too much about the man, I don't want to go into spoilers in that aspect. And the toll that it takes on him when something doesn't go right to the far left extreme. He's direct, he's to the point. You could say he's a bit of a dick, but I think he's more like socially awkward. You know what I mean? He's like one of these dudes who's such a genius. He never learned how to interact with people, and even toward his kids, like it's kind of weird at times. Other astronauts, like, he bonds with a couple astronauts, Jason Clarke being one. Corey Stoll ends up playing Buzz Aldrin, who takes the flight with him. The iconic quote once he touches down. And if you followed my videos for years, man, I said in my Martian review, my Interstellar review, my Gravity review, like, I love space exploration. I love astronomy. Like, it's all just real interesting to me. Damien Chazelle knows how to frame a shot. The camera work is beautiful. The moon stuff is really cool. The outer space stuff is really cool. Claire Foy, man, like, I don't watch The Queen or whatever the show she won the award for was on Netflix or Amazon or Hulu or whatever the service is, but I would definitely be checking for her movies. Like, I was already going to watch The Dragon Tattoo next month, and now I'm definitely watching The Dragon Tattoo next month, or The Spider's Web. Like, don't let me misquote the title and piss somebody off. But she's great as Neil Armstrong's wife. Like, she dealing with all the stress that he leaves behind and worrying about him at the same time. And she's bout it. She ain't no housewife, stay home, taking care of the kids, washing dishes. She goes to NASA and checks the higher ups, like, nah, hey, like, tell me something. Like she's dope. She gives a great performance. I mean, that's really it. You know what I'm saying? The camera work is dope. The score gets real beautiful at certain points. Ryan Gosling, of course, killed it. I don't know if he'll get a nomination. I think this could be nominated for Best Picture. I think it could be nominated for a few things. I think Claire Foy might even get nominated. But now that DiCaprio's won, I think the dude, unless Gosling won and I just forgot, but like the new DiCaprio who gives killer performances every year and just keeps getting left, keeps not winning, it's gonna be between Gosling and Gyllenhaal. In my opinion, I think I like Whiplash more than this, but I like this more than La La Land. And then as far as like even space movies, I don't think this reached the dopeness for me of Gravity, Interstellar, or The Martian. But it's a very interesting true story. It's like 2 hours. It's almost 2 hours and 20 minutes long. I didn't like. I felt the runtime watching Bad Times at the El Royale, but I didn't feel the runtime here. Like it's like it boom 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 boom. Whether you're on land, whether you're in space, like I felt like it all flowed dope to me. But it was a long movie. So with all that being said, man, in my opinion, I will say that First Man is dope. So have you seen First Man, man? What you think? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. If you want that shout out in my review of Halloween next weekend, what will the top five be at the box office this weekend? Be accurate. One through five, five through one, however you want to list them, but get every movie where it places and get your guesses in by noon Central Time. I have recently posted a review for Bad Times at the El Royale. I got reviews for Venom, for A Star Is Born, Night School, Smallfoot, September stuff. Like I said, I got a Goosebumps 2 review coming. Halloween next weekend, and then I don't believe I'm gonna watch a movie until November, depending on what my theater gets. Um, so look out for all of that, man. Rec League Podcast, episode 7 on the way. Check out the other 6 shows, man. It's all appreciated, man. Like, subscribe, comments. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.